I was going to start a minute ago, but I wanted to wait for that song to finish. Hello, everybody. Welcome to twitch.tv/Simodian, where we are playing some Kingdom Death Simulator. Give me a second here. Oh, I forgot. I was like, what is wrong with my overlay? I need to update this to use the simulator overlay. That looks a lot better. So the reason we are here on a Saturday instead of a Friday, for anybody who missed last week's stream where we just did like the fun little like pre-Black Friday holiday buying guide deal, was there was a very good chance we were going to be seeing the Gambler's Chest expansion added to the simulator. And we got that. So, as promised, we are going to have a special supersized Saturday stream exploring all of this fun new content. So welcome aboard, everybody. Strap in. Don't know how much we're going to do today, but we are going to absolutely dive in. And before we do so, remember how to spell. First and foremost, as always, reminder that Kingdom Death Monster is a very mature game, has a lot of mature imagery, as well as descriptions and depictions of violence, gore, body horror, as well as descriptions of mental trauma. So first and foremost, please look out for yourselves. If any of that is too much for you, totally understand. Please take care of yourself. For anybody who is still sticking around, quick reminder that we do have a YouTube channel as well. If you'd like to catch up on previous VODs, you can do so at the YouTube channel, as well as YouTube folks. If you check down in the description, you can get a link to the Twitch channel where we are live, usually every Friday evening. Didn't do anything last Friday because I was exhausted from work, but I also knew I wanted to do something on Saturday, so that's why we switched up the schedule here. Diving in here, as part of this, we had a big update yesterday that reset the room. I could restore this to a picture, but I kind of want to tinker with my usual setup because we're going to need a lot more table space now for the Gambler's Chest. So y'all just, oh, this is new. Oh, all kinds of interesting stuff here. All right, so just bear with me a moment. We're going to chat a little bit while we are doing this, talking about exactly what's been going down with the game lately. So, of course, the big news is that the simulator has added the Gambler's Chest expansion. All right, let's bring this guy over here. Yeah, board space is going to be at an absolute premium because we have so much more stuff that we're going to need to deal with now. And then we are going to lock that. And now we also have to anchor it. With the automation for setting up all the various phases, it wants to reset all of the gameplay elements to their original spots. So if we anchor it, in addition to locking it, we're telling the game, no, I always want these things to be here. Let's see, I think I might need to do these vertically now instead of horizontally. We're going to come back to that in just a little bit. So yes, Gambler's Chest is now in the simulator. In addition to that, we've got the confirmation that there is not going to be a Kickstarter like they were thinking about. We're just going to continue with our current funding method of just funding the game through purchases of the game. An important detail to that. Last week I was talking about how the master key, which is the key that gets you access to everything, well, just about everything in the game by default, was not always available. But last year they did make it available throughout the year. Turns out that was a mistake. The master key is only supposed to be available as part of Black Friday. We're actually going to scoot this a little more. That looks good. So if you are interested in the Master Key, you will want to pick that up before the end of the sale. I think it runs through Monday, not entirely sure, but sooner rather than later would be my guess. Because the Master Key will be going away at the end of the sale period. I leave a little spot there for my tokens. And then with regards to that Master Key, now that the Gambler's Chest has been added, that is another bit of value there. I think the Gambler's Chest on the sim is $40, which continues with the typical trend of the simulators content being about 10% of the cost of the main game content. Let's get our big box out here, open them up. That said, the Master Key is still, at this time, more expensive than buying everything on its own. Trying to get this. Oop. Is that? Perfect. We're going to anchor that boy right there. So yes, if you were to buy everything currently in the simulator at its... Come on. At its current prices, the Master Key is still, I think it's about $100, $150 more expensive than doing so. But the longer the simulator is going and the more content that is added, that will continue to increase. But expect the Master Key to be the more expensive option for probably the next year, I would say. In a year to two, the Master Key will probably finally be fully worth the price. But for me, it's largely out of convenience of not having to buy all the stuff individually, because I do want to have all the stuff. There we go. That's nice. That seems good. We can anchor this too. Yeah, let's do that. Let's anchor everything. Let's grab our dice here. Have those there. Maybe bring one over here usually, and the rest over here. Still don't need the red die, so pop you into the corner. As for what other stuff we got on Black Friday, personally, I picked up the Black Knight expansion, as well as both collections of the Anniversary Survivor, so 10th and 15th, as well as the first Survivors of Death bundle. A lot of stuff in physical is currently 50% off, so a lot of stuff is selling out if you're interested in getting it. But yeah, really I've been eyeing up Black Knight for a while. Really happy that one was on sale. The only other thing on my wish list was Red Witches, but with that being a new expansion, not shocking that that one wasn't on sale just yet. That'll be a next year purchase. Until then, we can play it in the simulator and have fun with that. I think that's about... Did I anchor? I don't think I anchored. I'm going to anchor it again, just in case. Going to anchor these separately in just a bit, because the Gambler's Chest character sheets are bigger. So I got to figure out spacing on that. And I think we're going to just chuck these over to the shelf for now, because we're not going to need those just yet. Oh, also, I got to take out all of my expansions. Because when it resets, all of your expansion stuff gets added back into the box. Uh-oh. Are we being weird? We are being weird. So, yep. Of course, with an update, looks like Fade we're going to keep. Flower Knight we don't want. Some glitches and some bugs to deal with, so we're going to deal with that as best we can. Interesting. So some things are coming off the list and some aren't. That's weird. Hopefully nothing that's going to derail the stream or the campaign. Don't need Grimory. We could keep Millennium Butcher, but for now we're just going to send that off. And then what I'll do off stream is I'll use my camera to take a picture of this. Oh no! Wrong button. I'll use my camera to take a picture of my default setup so that I can always just kind of start off a campaign fresh without having to manually do all this. Close the door. Got to keep our room neat. Don't pay attention to that just yet. Oh god, I got the box so perfect too. Ugh. That's good enough for me. Let's get that anchor again. Oh, I can move to anchor. Nice. Okay, that is a very nice thing. Where were we? I think we did Lioness. Yes, we did. We're not going to roll with the Lonely Tree just now. Haven't really been feeling that one. Doesn't really hurt to have it in there, but just trying to run Dreamkeeper with as few extra little bits as I can. Could keep Morgan in there, but I don't think we're using characters just yet, so we're going to send her off. Come on, come on. I'm glad I remembered this now. Percival we can keep. Red Witches, that is going to definitely be for a future campaign. So I'd like to do all of the stuff that's kind of default to the Gambler's Chest. Skrell we can keep in. So I thought... Yeah, so I do still have the Tachyon Nadachi. Where's my Indomitable Resources? Would it be in the Phoenix? Don't think so. I think they have a different card back. Just trying to figure that out here because basic exchange resources. Interesting. Oh, Sunstalker's still in here. Interesting. Yeah, so again, sorry, dealing with a few little glitches here, but we'll get that figured out. Is there anything else? All right, we'll figure out the rest of that in just a bit, because I did want to keep, what's her name? Tachyon whatever, the Indomitable Survivor for the Phoenix. Yeah, she's not showing as in my cabinet, but she's also not showing as in my box. So we'll figure that out in just a bit, I guess. Because we are going to be using the Phoenix in Dreamkeeper. Because, yeah, there's the pattern. I just don't know exactly where the resources for that would be. Well, what does it take? Let's see if we can find it. We need a neutron seed. So let's see if the neutron seed exists. It does. Oh god. Why? Okay. So that's interesting. All right, we'll figure that out later, I guess. It's only one card, so I don't think it's going to derail things too much. That said, it's time to go grab our gambler's chest. I said it's time to grab our gambler's chest. Oh, goodness. Is my game freaking out? There we go. I guess I was still holding that card that didn't exist. All right, let's get this thing going. So this box is considerably smaller than the actual box that showed up to my front door. Just throwing that out there. Let's unbox and we'll do straight... Oh, we can't even do to inventory. That's good because there's a lot of stuff in here. But let's do it. Thinking. Thinking. Oh, look at all that stuff. Oh, boy. Yep. All right, where's the big box? There's the big box. Okay. Let's pick you up, bring you over here. Let's give it a nice little rotate. There we go. All right, let's see if I can nail this. Oh, almost got it first try. Come on. Nope. Nope. Oh, is it slightly different size? Oh, get... Oh, my goodness. Ruined. Absolutely ruined. All right, well, this is the stream, folks. All right, I guess that's going to be good enough. We will anchor that there. All right, do we have the rule book for the gambler's chest? Is that on the shelf, maybe? There it is. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if we can get this right first try. Close. Oh, not even close. You know what? Almost perfect. Good enough for me. Update that anchor. All right. I don't think there's anything else we really need to concern ourselves with right this moment. Oh, we need our sheets. Let's see what we can find over here. Oh, we got to get them. Okay. Well, let's just use our... Let's use our magnify. Oh, I also got to get all my stuff on the table. Get that in a second. People of... Nope, it's a settlement sheet. No. Survivor. What? Sheet. Sheet? Can we just do sheet? Cheat sheet? Okay, well, let's figure this out. Because it's all right here. I can see it. I can normally pick this stuff up. Oh, come on, simulator. What are you doing to me? All right, so let's real quick just scoot on over to here and let's leave the simulator and come back in, see if that'll fix something. New software, folks, and as a reminder, the simulator is still in what's technically, I guess, an alpha phase. So uh, the simulator team has been doing their best, but still have some glitches here and there that we will absolutely work our way around. All right, let's see if that helped. There we go. Okay. I'm going to need that too, but not just yet. Oh, it's still sealed in plastic. Isn't that nice? Okay. And we need that. Yeah, so these are the new character sheets, which are notably larger than the old ones. So we're only going to need that temporarily, but we are going to need a bunch of these. All right, so let's just grab some and figure out how we're going to do this. Let's see here. Let's get our stuff right here. Okay, this should still be doable. Yeah, this will work. We can make this work. Yeah, we got plenty. Well, the scout's going to be a thing, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's lock and anchor all of our stuff. You know, I got to be particular about things. Good enough. Let's go ahead and get these guys hooked up. So it looks like we're going to go with our old school default names. Looks like this one is Urza. So completely unintentional that they ended up in alphabetical order. Cool. And then we do one of these. Nice. And let me update our overlays. All right, so I think we are good to go on that front. And then I think we could just do our setup now. For that, we actually need to dive into the Gambler's Chest rulebook. All right, let's hit this up. Thank you to those who have gone ahead. I thank you. The fun we shared, the adventures we had, and the promises we made under those youthful and starry skies, I carry those dreams. To the many people who worked on this project, I thank you. To the fans, backers, supporters, and silent supporters, I thank you. You continue to stoke the flames of creative ambition. May your lanterns always shine bright. Oh boy. So, Gambler's Chest expansion, a collection of new rules, monsters, and components, plus a campaign to experience them all. The Gambler's Chest expansion contains many new elements that will challenge Kingdom Death Monster players. In the following pages, you will find an overview of the new concepts, content, and miniatures included in this box. For returning survivors, the Gambler's Chest expansion includes People of the Dreamkeeper, a campaign that weaves together the myriad game elements found in this book. Excited players who want to jump right into the experience of the Gambler's Chest should turn to the prologue on page 33 and start their journey. Reference the rules sections as questions arise. All right, yep, all kinds of new stuff. So, what have we got here? We've got narrative sculptures. These are kind of associated with the character cards, but we can just use these for whatever we want. Really cool models that are like very character specific. Patterns and seed patterns, lots of new crafting stuff. Encounters. Hunt phase is going to be even more dangerous. Scouts of Death. We'll get to that when we get to that. Wanderers. This is a cool feature. There's only one Wanderer currently in the simulator, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. New monsters. Lots of new stuff to fight. Ark survivors. This is absolutely huge. Completely changes the way the game is played. And, of course, the Dreamkeeper campaign. Don't think we really need to get into this chapter. Patterns and seed patterns, we will work on that. Encounters, not relevant at the moment. Scouts of Death, not relevant at the moment. Wanderers, not relevant. Crimson Croc, we're going to be seeing this guy in just a little bit. Smog Singers, this is our new Quarry Node 2. Atlas, this is the Nemesis Node 2. The Gambler, this is our core monster. The King is our Quarry Node 4. And the God Hand is our finale monster. All right, Ark Survivors. Oh, this is going to be a lot. We will be coming back to a lot of what's here over the course of today's stream. Dreamkeeper campaign, we are going to get kicked off with that just a moment. So, People of the Dreamkeeper campaign weaves together the threads of content introduced in the Gambler's Chest expansion. Starting with the Crimson Crocodile, your Ark survivors will battle their way through new and familiar foes. Under the auspices of the Dreamkeeper, they will build an Ark settlement bustling with new ideas and objects. Luck will not be enough to see you through to the end. With skill and defiance of fate, you may reach the final showdown with the God Hand. So, reminder of how we do things around here. It is campaign rules. Nailed it. So each campaign, when we start a new campaign, we do it out of the box with no additions of note. Like there's a couple little one-off expansions in here that are going to enhance things, but not really change anything. And then as we clear each step, then we will potentially replace some of those encounters with newer or different expansions. That said, the current campaign, since this is our first time playing Dreamkeeper, it's going to be purely vanilla out of the box. We're not going to change any of the Nemesis or Quarry nodes, and we're just going to experience it as it comes. As well, there's other chat commands. I believe the command is literally !commands if you'd like to see what other stuff we have in here. All right, let's start off this prologue. Ooh. Once upon a time, in a place of carved stone faces, a monster ate a tremendous meal. Its belly was so full that it could not move, so it slumbered. When the monster had digested, it awoke. It raised its curious head into the wind and smelled the despair of people stirring somewhere in the unbroken darkness. The monster licked its blood-caked snout and set off to investigate. The monster walked unhurried through the darkness, following the scent. It grew hungrier and hungrier as the scent got stronger. Its powerful heart pounded with joy as it came upon a great chest. The box reeked with delicious promise. The monster greedily nosed it open. How delectable they would be if only their organs were bursting with fear. The monster toyed with its morsels, tasting their terror-tinged sweat as they skittered between its great big teeth. It laughed as they tickled it with their scrabbling hands, climbing to escape. There was one mouthful that did not taste of terror. She was not tender with despair. She reached between the monster's grasping fingers and freed a shard of stone. She took a deep breath and bellowed into the darkness, hoping her cries would reach someone. Somewhere in the place of stone faces, people raised a lantern to illuminate their doom. They knew they could not survive, yet they struggled just the same. These are the ones that taste best, thought the monster, delighted. All right, we are in. The recurrent story. The recurrent story is the prologue of the People of the Dreamkeeper campaign. Always start your People of the Dreamkeeper campaigns with the recurrent story. This story picks up where when a hungry monster opens a puzzling chest and finds 4 delicious Ark survivors inside. Before they can take stock of their situation, the survivors must fight for their lives against a gleeful Crimson Crocodile. You will need 4 survivor managers. Check. You will also need the Kingdom Death Monster core game. Check. Ark survivors. Ark survivors emerge into the darkness with new faculties and potential. The recurrent stories is designed to guide 4 Ark survivors through their first encounter with a new monster. Although Ark survivors are different, their emergence in the world is familiar. They will fight and die. If they prevail, they will start a settlement like none that have come before. Create Ark survivors. Use an Ark survivor record sheet. Choose a name for your survivor and gain +1 survival. Nailed it. New Ark survivor traits. Ark survivors have 2 new attributes, systemic pressure and torment. They also have a Lumi trait. Systemic pressure. Subtract an Ark survivor's systemic pressure from their severe injury roll results. You don't want that, but you're going to get it. Torment. Subtract an Ark survivor's torment from their brain trauma rules. Same deal. Lumi. Lumi is used to gain knowledge at the forum. So if you'll take a look at our new overlays, we are going to be tracking systemic pressure and torment. We are not tracking Lumi in the overlay. That will be tracked on the character sheet because it does not affect combat at all. It's only during the settlement phase. Gain starting knowledge. Knowledge is an aptitude unique to Ark survivors. Shuffle together the Darkness 1, Despair 1, Fear 1, and Hunger 1 knowledge cards. Distribute 1 to each starting Ark survivor at random. Record the name, rules, observation conditions, and observation boxes on the Ark survivor record sheet. Cool. So let's do that now. Darkness, Despair, Fear, and Hunger. Where is... Oh my god. All right. So as somebody who loves games like this... Oh no, Josh. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Welcome here, buddy. Stuff like this. Oh my god. This tickles my brain in such a good way. Let's see. Where are our knowledges? I could just search for it with the F3, but I kind of want to figure this out as we go for my own purposes. I think it's just starting knowledge. Yeah, there we go. Starting knowledges. Yeah, I didn't spend that much on Black Friday. I said at the start, but I picked up Black Knight as well as the 10th and 15th anniversary survivors, as well as the Survivors of Death Volume 1. So I was a good boy. I didn't spend that much. That's why I like having the simulator. I get to kind of try out a lot of this stuff to make the decisions as to what I want to buy in real life. So, okay, yeah, we don't need all this. It also includes the pre-order for Campaigns of Death, that most Wave 1 and all of Wave 2 with Gambler's Chest. Oh boy. I already pre-ordered Campaigns of Death several years ago. Yes, Pizza also picked me up some fun stuff, but I'm not allowed to know all of it, I guess. Because there was some Wave 1 stuff that was out of stock. All of Wave 2 with... Oh, yeah, you are hooked up. So that... What did you get? Was it the Ultimate Survivor Bundle or whatever it was called? Okay, so these are the ones we want. This can go back to the box. Oops. Okay, so you... Cool. That's awesome. Expansion bundle plus Gambler's Chest. Yeah, you are going to be hooked up for a while. That's exciting. Are you a modeling person? Because I spent about a year building everything. Gotta remember my commands. What is it? F? Nope. G? There we go. G is shuffle. All right, let's deal these out and see what we get. That looks like Alistair has fear. Urza has despair. Lucy has hunger. That means Zachary has darkness. Yeah, oh yeah. Like whenever I see like a new expansion comes out and a week later people already have their stuff built and painted, on one hand I'm jealous, on the other hand I don't know where they find the time. Like I have my entire collection built. I've barely started painting. He says as he just ordered a bunch of new minis. All right, so let's see what this is here. All right, so Alistair has fear. So this is a level 1 knowledge. So it has a theory. An inkling of an idea that currently has no effect. With enough observation, the theory may advance into something useful. Oh, actually, you know what might be fun? Let me see here. Because this is Lucy. That's Alistair. That's Zachary. And that's Urza. So let's actually mix this up so that the art is associated with the right survivor. just for a little bit of extra fun. All right, so we already started looking at fear. So knowledges will give you extra abilities, but the starting knowledge at level 1 gives you nothing good. And then when you activate these particular observations, you'll check off a box. And once you check off all the boxes, you advance to the level 2 knowledge. Yeah, pizza. They put out a really cool like year 3 overview for the simulator, talking about all the new stuff that they've put out over the year, as well as looking forward. The painting system, if that is actually how it works, is going to be insane. As well, the Kickstarter update for Abyssal Woods. Oh, that tickled my brain in the greatest of ways. Almost pre-ordered it, but I need to be slightly responsible. But I'm really looking forward to that expansion. So I think how this will work. Oh, I forgot to. We're not ready to play yet. I forgot all my toys. Let's see. We need the stone cloud. Uh-oh. Can I not interact? Do I need to reset the game again? Uh-oh. All right. So once again, please stand by. We're going to reload the game and see if I can interact with all of the game goodies. So yes, again, reminder, Community Death Simulator is still very early on in its development life cycle, dealing with some glitches. We're a huge update of the Gambler's Chest. It has injected some brain trauma into the simulator. But we're working our best around it. I haven't forgotten that much. I've been good. I haven't even played in the last few weeks. All right, let's see if that fixed it. Nope. Oh, okay, I gotta click on the table. Before I could just pick it up straight from the table. That must be a new thing that they've added in. So I want my old stone box. Let's get that on the table. That looks good. Anchor that bad boy. As well as I want my ghost pen. And we open it, we haste it, and we can anchor it. Cool. Now we should be working. There we go. So let's see. Yep. So it added fear. Did not add the boxes. I think, yeah. We can right click. I was reading this on the Discord, and we can do all this fun stuff. I'll be tracking most of this in the overlay, so it's not that big of a problem. So for... Oh, I got those backwards. Actually. Because, again, I've tried to match up the starting characters with their starting artwork just to be weird. Yeah, so it's Lucy is down here. And then I think, whoops, if we click here, just like with fighting arts and stuff, yeah, we can see it. I'm just going to keep the cards on the table to remind myself. Let's put that there. There. We're figuring it out. All right, what does Alistair got? Oh, actually, I forgot. We need knowledge of fear 1, 0 out of 3. Let's check to make sure the overlay is working for that. Oh, I did it on the wrong character. Nice. Lucy. Fear 1. 0 out of 3. Update. Hey, there we go. Cool. So over the previous weeks, I tested out my new overlay stuff for base game. This is going to be the first time we're testing out overlay stuff for Gambler's Chest, so please bear with me if there's any problems with that. All right, Despair 1. So observation, when you gain a brain trauma. That's not great. Okay. What did I say that was? That's despair. That only has a max of 1. Urza has got darkness 1. Okay, she right off the bat gets +1 torment. That's not fun. So that is -1 to any brain trauma rolls. And when you suffer brain damage, oh, that's terrible. I don't want that at all. And that is 5? My goodness. Shroom Poof, welcome back. You are here just in time for some exciting stuff. All right, and then there we go. Boop. And finally, Zachary. Gambler sets. It finally happened. Finally happened. Hunger 1. +1 systemic pressure. So that is -1 to his injury rolls. And then just straight up during the aftermath, he gets it. That's okay. At least that one's easy to do. Okay. It is Black Saturday. That's what I'm calling it. Black Saturday. All right, so that should be good to go. All right, using knowledge. Knowledge of one's initial frailty can be debilitating. In the prologue, the starting knowledges have downsides like increased systemic pressure or torment. They can also start new theories that remain untested and have no rules until they evolve. Apply any rules listed on your knowledge card during the prologue. Knowledges have observation conditions that describe when survivors can make an observation. As you play, if you fulfill an observation condition, fill an observation box for this knowledge on your Ark Survivor record sheet. If you fill all the boxes for a knowledge, gain the next rank immediately and replace the prior rank. So before I forget, Darkness 1 was 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. that's unusual. Okay, there we go. Fear. Oh, we already did fear. Despair is 1. And I know hunger is 1. All right. Prepare starting gear. We get a cloth and a founding stone. That's normal. Let's get in here, grab those. Starting gear. Cloth. 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 There should be another cloth. Yep. And our founding stones. Let's archive the rest of those. So, of course, got to make sure everybody gets their waist armor. I don't know. I'm a little worried about what Crimson Croc has lined up for us, but we'll see. And then set up the Arc Survivor Prologue Showdown as described. All right. Oh, I have learned that to ignore pretty much anybody on the internet with regards to Kingdom Death. The Reddit is an absolute place. And to an extent, I understand. People spent money on this game 8 to 10 years ago and still haven't gotten everything. I'm not one of those people, so I cannot relate. I only spent money on this game 4 years ago. Maybe 5. But people do get salty. And yet you also have a great deal of people who were in that initial Kickstarter that are very supportive. And that's who I choose to focus on. No negativity. There's enough negativity in playing this game. I don't need negativity surrounding my discussion of the game. All right, we need our Croc. There he is. Let's take a quick look at our Croc. Ooh. Cool. So we can, hopefully this all works. All right, we're looking okay. Oh, it moves the dice over here. That's nice. Oh, it didn't. Did I forget to anchor? Oh boy, it did some weird stuff. Okay. Now you're Urza. You go over there. Lucy goes over here. Where's Zachary go? Oh, what? Zachary, are you okay, bud? I think I forgot to do all the anchors. I need you, please. Actually, that is Urza's. That one goes there. Oh, I now have 2 Darkness 1s. That's interesting. I don't need you. Which one are you? You're Despair. You go there. You're another Darkness 1. That's cool. I lost my cards. Fear. Hunger. Yeah, like it. I can have it from the character sheet. I'm just trying to. All right, so Let's see if we can get this right this time. Lock, anchor, lock, anchor. Yeah, I didn't anchor all of them. That's on me. There we go. And then these are the right sheets. Zach, Urza, Alistair, Lucy. Cool. Why does everybody have extra gear? I don't need you. That's not how the game works. So you could literally just press F3 on your keyboard and it'll bring up the magnifying glass. So yeah, they added in this anchoring mechanic because the automation is going to try and now like set up things where like the default locations, like the game board defaults to the center here. Since I anchored the game board here, actually really cool. It lines up all the dice for me here, which is very handy. And it tries to set up all of the character sheets like in a grid around it, which is why Zachary was hanging off the edge of the table. But if you anchor things where you put them, it'll keep it there and just should handle the automation properly. But we're gonna, because it did kept the game board here, it kept the monster stuff here. It's just a matter of there's some other little difficulties that we're working out the kinks. There's a lot of new stuff, both mechanically and gameplay wise. So a lot of stuff for us to figure out today. All right, here's our Croc. Let's get his overlay set up with his stats. All right, so movement. Okay, so movement of 6, toughness of 6, wounds. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's got 9 wounds. Make sure that worked. Perfect. Okay. Has 3 traits in play already. I don't like that for a prologue. Showdown setup is the usual diamond formation with a blood pool and a survivor corpse. I think we had something else on the board. Might need to get rid of that. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, blood pool. Is that, I'm assuming, why do we have a guidepost out? I don't need you. Glowing waypoint. Yeah, we don't need that. So, blood pool. For an action, we can drink, roll a d10. If you're standing in the center, add +1. Survivors with hemophobia may not drink. Gain hemophobia, gain +1 insanity. Gain monster level insanity. Gain immortal. Okay. I'm gonna drink the blood. You can't stop me. Okay, so this is just a cool thing to interact with if you're not otherwise doing anything. And as long as you don't roll a 1, you're fine. And survivor corpse. Yeah. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The diamond starts 2 spaces up. That looks good. All right, what is all this stuff? Immortal presence. Hypnotized by fidgeting spine fingers, your body's fear response escalates. When a survivor has 0 insanity, they gain the terrified survivor status card. So that means everybody is just terrified to begin with. That's not fun. Enchanted Flesh. When the monster... Is there starting insanity? So we should have starting survival. I haven't seen anything about starting insanity yet. I mean, I'm going to believe you. Oh, there it is. Yep, thank you. All survivors gain +1 insanity. Good to know. Let's get that taken care of real quick. Thank you, Josh, as always. All right. When a monster is wounded, its blood hardens into translucent scabs that sparkle as it moves. During Showdown setup, shuffle all coagulated hit locations to place this card on top. When instructed to draw a coagulated hit location, draw from the bottom of the stack face down. Is that something they were able to do? I could draw straight up face down. Interesting. All right, well, we'll figure that out. That was something I know they were working on to add into the simulator specifically for this reason. We're probably just going to do it the other way of drawing face down because that's hard to do digitally otherwise. And Adrenal Adept. The monster disrupts your body flow, preventing your body from coping with stress. When you would gain insanity from a brain trauma, your body stutters in pain, instead suffer 1 damage to a random hit location. I don't like this already. I'm already scared. No brain trauma, please. All right, anything else? Got it. Got it. So, Instinct. The fingers on the monster's back move vigorously as scores of startling pops sound from its arthritic knuckles. All non-death survivors suffer brain damage. That's not fun. All right. All right, so we do know, just like the lion, we know what's on top of the deck. So 21,000 Newton bite and Enchanted Flesh are allowed to be on top of the deck. We're going to take a look at those in just a second. All right, as for its basic action, Terrified, Threat, and Range. Okay. Closest Survivor, Fingerstrum. 2 speed, 3 accuracy, so it's slightly less accurate than the lion. But 2 damage. And then if you're terrified, you're just straight up dead. Oh my god. Okay, so don't be terrified. As for this first hit location, it's impervious. Cool. Critical wound. Your attacker shatters a translucent scab covering the stone faces on the monster's back. Find the sparkling upper back coagulated and set it aside. Then reshuffle the hit location deck and place the card on top. Persistent injury. The monster panics, making it easier to hit. Gain -1 invasion token. All right, so this is still definitely looking like a fight where we want to start off with a Founding Stone. Because that seems very helpful. And then its first AI card of 21,000 Newton bite. Threat with the most tokens, closest survivor, no target. Oh, what is this? Speed 2, actually, damage 21. All right, so we're going to want to change our starting positions. If you're terrified or deaf, you cannot avoid this attack. Otherwise, you hear the zealous finger strumming and escape the bite's full power. Reduce the damage in this attack profile to 1. Okay, well, that's less terrifying. Synchronic attack, I know, is a new rule. And I'm going to look it up in a second. But I think the way it works, like if you remember the Kingsman, when he would attack like in an area, you rolled each attack separately. I think the way this works is you roll one attack and apply that same attack roll to everybody in the target range. But we're definitely not going to be standing bunched up like that. But let's read. Let's go to our glossary. Synchronic attack. Type of attack on AI cards. Synchronic attacks have a singular target, but also strike larger areas of effect that cause damage or effects to other survivors caught in the zone. These additional survivors are not considered targets. Okay. Yeah, so I think it's just one attack roll, and then hit or miss. It determines what everybody happens to everybody. So note to self: don't be terrified, don't be deaf, and don't be standing grouped up like this. So let's just kind of scoot everybody out in some directions. Yeah, that should be good. Shroom, I am terrified, my friend. One of the content creators that I watch, Big Deno. First of all, amazing painter, like literally an award-winning painter. The first time he fought the Crimson Crocodile, he wiped. So that is my expectation going into this fight. All right, I think we're ready to kick off. Let me just remind myself real quick. Brain trauma, brain damage, any damage, and then end of fight. Okay. Whew. Oh, I need to get my my little randomization cards. Which one is the universal cards? Oh, that's different. Okay, I'd like to keep that deck over there. All right, and I'm assuming, as always, the monster goes first. Prologue. Doesn't specify that I can see, but monster always goes first, so we're just going to assume that. Alrighty, let's start us off with the 21,000 Newton bite. So target with most threat with most tokens. That's nobody. Closest survivor will be literally anybody. So we'll just randomize to see. And with a 3, that is Lucy. So he's just going to wander on up. So 2 speed, hitting on 3s. I guess I'll just keep rolling over here. Of course it's 2 hits. So that is just straight up 2 damage. To the body and the legs. And for now, I think we're just going to suck it up and take those. That's the wrong direction. All right. So to start us off here, Let's see. Do I leave the survivor corpse? You're absolutely right. I've already forgotten. So that's 2 ticks already. So that, yeah, actually, honestly, I probably should have just chosen Lucy, but so that worked out. Do I want to leave the survivor corpse here to replenish my insanity if I need it? No, I'd rather just grab it now because I could probably get resources out of it too, and I don't want to risk not doing it. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to not have Lucy stay standing directly in front, but Lucy will go for the survivor corpse. With a 7, plus 3 insanity, and a skull. Okay. And we can just grab ourselves a skull. Boom. Now, let's see. We'll just randomly decide who throws their founding stone, because I feel that's the correct move. It's going to be Zach. We might as well have him take a couple steps back before he does that. Archive his founding stone. Plus 1 insanity from skull, absolutely. A survivor of my choice. I'm going to choose for it to be Urza because we kind of maybe want her suffering brain damage. Right, so Zachary, did I do that? Yep, Zachary is throwing his founding stone at the 99 finger spine. So impervious. But we do get the critical effect. Hi, Amelia. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? God, and I'm already forgetting rules. I think even if it's a crit, does impervious... I should know this, but I'm forgetting. Yeah, cannot be wounded even with Lantern 10. Critical effects occur. Oh, I'm having a blast. All right, so we need to go grab the sparkling upper back, set it aside, put it on top. So let's go find that. It's right there. So what this means is we can only damage from this specific spot. We can make attempts, but we don't want to. We want to be trying to hit it from literally right here. It's not necessarily a weak spot, if I'm remembering correctly. It's if you hit it from anywhere else, it's a bad thing. But it is a cool mechanic. And then we need a -1 evasion token. I spent a bunch of money on my dumb board game, Amelia. Yeah, Black Friday is the time of year for this game. One, we got a big update to the simulator. That's why we are live on a Saturday. And two, a bunch of stuff was half off. So I only spent half as much money as I otherwise would have. All right, so we definitely want to bring Urza up to try and wound this location. And then, of course, Founding Stone, 2 speed, hitting on 7s. Got 2 hits. Okay. So Let's take a look. Coagulated. Unless your attack, the highlighted spot, your wound attempt is an automatic fail. See rulebook for extended rules. +3 strength to wound this location. Oh, sorry to hear about your car, friend. I think I need a new battery soon, too. Failure, that would be bad. +3 strength means we're probably in good shape. And then failure. Okay. So we might as well start with this one because we're definitely more likely to wound. Oh, also, I forgot, -1 evasion. I was looking for 6s. Didn't matter anyway. So Founding Stone is 1. We get +3. Yeah, 6 years, especially living in the Northeast. I'm sure that battery was definitely at its limit. We are at 6 toughness, so we're literally just looking for a 2. All right, we got our first wound. And if I'm remembering correctly, these stay in to be shuffled when we redo the hit location. Oh, it's been bad. I've been picking up our garbage from the neighbor's yard pretty much every day. Supposed to be getting some snow next week, too. And then for this other one, so now we are looking for a 5 to wound. Got another wound. All right, Urza remains undefeated. Which then just brings us to Zachary, who can get into the blind spot. Or Alistair, I mean. Who can get into the blind spot. So now he's hitting on a 5, because +1 from the blind spot, and then -1 evasion token. So just looking for 5s here. Got 1 hit. Vasodilated. I happen to know right now this means literally nothing, so don't need to worry about that. Failure, and then it also has a wound. Compulsive reactions cannot be canceled. So this is another new keyword. Okay, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We are looking for, again, 5 to wound. And we got it. Okay. The monster recoils, its fresh blood instantly congealing into hard, translucent scabs. Archive this. Okay. Draw a coagulated hit location and place it on top of the hit location deck. Okay. So we will archive you. And then... Yep, that's exactly what I figured was going to happen. So again, I'm supposed to draw it from the bottom of the deck, but we don't currently have a good way to do that. So we're just going to do it this way. Yeah, the fact that it's got the cover over the top, I'm kind of working with that. It's like, I don't know, I'm not really paying attention to what it is. We're doing the best we can. I know they said that was a mechanic they were working on for the Gambler's Chest. I guess they couldn't figure that one out in time for launch. But yeah, we're doing our best. All right, so next time we attack the Croc, we have 2 locations to work with, so that's nice. All right, that's everybody, bringing us back around to the Croc with Vampire Bite. Last threat to attack in range. That is going to be Alistair, because he is still a threat. He's just not in field of view, but that doesn't matter. So, boop. Speed 2, accuracy 3, damage 2. The monster's long tooth discharges concentrated cortisol directly into your bloodstream. Gain immortal and anemic. Okay. And then with cracked molar, that doesn't... That's exposed spine. Okay. Okay, so we actually kind of do want to get hit. All right, we'll figure this out. I'll just play it out, see what happens. Looking for 3s to hit. Got 1 hit. So he's going to take 2 damage to his hands. That's going to be a heavy wound. Is that worth the immortal? Because immortal is like a give-take thing. And anemic is not great. So I think we're going to dodge. No. We only have 1 survival, so we want to save our dodge for something that's going to kill. What are the odds the blood monster causes a lot of bleeding? I think I'm just going to take the damage. I think that's what we're going to do. It's a heavy wound, which will knock him down. We need to add in anemic, because I'm pretty sure that isn't a thing. And immortal. That should link. It does. So immortal, when you're insane, convert all damage dealt to your hit locations to brain damage. You're so busy reveling in your own glory, you cannot spend survival while insane. It's a give-take, but I think we're going to do it. Just because I don't want to spend his only survival just yet. And that doesn't matter there. That actually might get us closer if we can get him insane. It would have to be a lot of damage. Yeah, we could actually trigger his knowledge. All right, we'll see how that plays out. The decision has been made. We're just going to move on. Oh, unfortunately, Alistair is standing in one of our only places where we could have wounded. So maybe should have thought about that. So we need Urza to get a hit. Otherwise, we're drinking blood. So she's, yes, looking for a 6. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can. Good call, Josh. Good call. Because that certainly didn't do it. Yeah, we can also do from here to hit that same location. Got 2 hits. All right. +6 strength. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we're definitely doing that one first. That looks bad. All right, so just looking for a 2 to wound. Got it. And then this one, we're looking for a 5. Oh, we got a crit. Not that it matters, but it still does damage. I'm trying to remember. Is it just pressing 1? Yes, okay. All right. Again, compulsive. I think I need to move this slightly. Is there something under here? I'll figure that out later. The monster recoils. Fresh blood instantly congealing into a heart. So draw another coagulated hit location. Okay. So we're just going to pop that one on there. So I can't get Zachary into there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't get him to drink blood either. So I think he's just going to chill out. Yeah, because I'd rather not. I'm already unhappy with the amount of grouping up I've got going on here. So yeah, Zachary's just going to hang out for a turn. Nothing else he can do at the moment. All right. Oh, we've already hit the bottom of the deck. Hail of Fingers, closest threat in range. It's probably going to be Lucy. Attack gains +1 speed for each card in the monster's wound stack. That's... Oh boy. Range 6, speed 1, plus however many. Accuracy 7. Okay. All right. I don't think we have enough to trigger that. I think is it the F1 button? Yes, look at that. Oh, wow. That's a lot of stuff they've added. That's neat. But yeah, 5. So this is going to be 6 speed, 7 accuracy. Okay, well, it is what it is. Oh, what am I forgetting? The archives. Oh, yeah. Was that... Oh, is that how it works? Okay. I thought they all stayed in. Yeah, okay. Yep. Got it. And you know what? When I drew the card, I remembered that, and then I immediately forgot it. So thank you. All right. Anyway, we could choose between Urza and Lucy. We're going to choose Lucy because we actually want Lucy to take damage. So we're rolling 6 dice, hitting on 7. So sorry, Lucy. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Oh my goodness. Okay. Waist, body, legs, body. That's actually probably not terrible. We're going to dodge one of the bodies. And then take 1 to body, legs, and waist. That's not terrible, all things considered. And that will fill out her fear. For anybody that knows, does the overflow apply to level 2, or is that just kind of gone? I'm assuming the overflow won't apply. So she immediately upgrades to Fear 2. So we can archive Fear 1. And we get cool artwork. Hey! When a monster targets you, you may spend 1 survival to suffer the Flee brain trauma. Limit once per showdown. Neat! So she's got everything she's going to get out of Fear. So the overflow didn't matter anyway. I think I'm gonna upgrade that. Get rid of... Nope, we're done. Cool. And then does that work correctly? It does. All right, cool. All right, so we survived that attack. Alistair will now stand up. All right, so we've got to get a hit on this location. Can anybody even get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Urza can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Urza, you've always been our MVP, so I'm counting on you. With a hit. That's my girl. Sparkling Tongue. Okay, so we don't get any bonuses. So we're just looking for a 5. Oh, no. If adjacent to the monster, it turns to face you. Done. And skewers your eyeball with its tongue. Suffer the blind, severe head injury. The monster places it in an empty side socket, connecting you forever. Swap all your attribute tokens with the monster, discarding any toughness tokens, converting damage to strength, and vice versa. Oh. Oh no. So that means Urza now gets the -1 evasion. Oh boy. And she's blind. Which, if I remember correctly, is -1 accuracy, or is it -1 evasion? -1 accuracy. All right, well. Sorry, Urza. Oh, that was devastating. All right. Well, Zachary's definitely going to step up into the blind spot because now he's fist and toothing, and without the -1 evasion, we're looking for 8s. So at least we're getting 7s for the blind spot. No dice. And Alistair's going to do the same. He will need 6s. Oh, we're falling apart, team. We're falling apart. Yeah, it was a token. I just wanted to double check. Was it a token or was it just -1 evasion? Okay. Yeah, that's all we got. Okay. 21,000 Newton bite. Survivor with the most tokens. Well, that's Ursa. 2 speed. Hitting on 2s because of the -1 evasion. Thankfully, she is neither terrified nor deaf. So I haven't seen anything just yet that's dealing brain damage. So at least that's good. Okay, 2 speed, hitting on 2s. Yeah, that's 2 hits, so that's 2 damage. Legs and hands. How do we feel about that? Yeah, that's fine. We'll take those. And that doesn't get her anything. Yeah, brain damage. Okay. Not too bad. Lucy gets to stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's not going to help. All right, so we'll have Alistair sidestep to make room for Lucy. Alistair looking for 6s. Gets a hit. And it's just a normal hit location. Nothing fancy. Okay. Looking for that 5 to wound. And we got it. Definitely hoping we get that ranged attack out of here. Might as well have Zachary go next, looking for those 7s. Got a hit. With a parry. I have to remember how parry works. I think it's only damage on a crit. Parry isn't in this book. Is it in this book? I don't think it's in the core book. There it is. Okay. This hit location represents the monster skillfully deflecting an attack when attempting to wound. Parry hit locations. All wounds fail unless the wound roll result is critical. Got it. That's what I thought. I just wanted to confirm. So the good news is Zachary crits on a 9 because he's Fist and Tooth. Oh, so close. The monster turns to face you and deftly swats away your attack with its tongue. If attacking with a melee weapon, you are disarmed and extremely impressed. Okay, well, we are not attacking with a melee weapon because you must move over the tile. Ignore if using Fist and Tooth. Okay, so good news, we don't drop our weapon. Bad news, we don't get survival or insanity. But as far as failure reactions go, that's not too bad. Which luckily puts our girls in the blind spot now. Might as well let Lucy go next. So again, looking for 6s. 2 hits. Vasodilated doesn't mean anything. That's not... Okay, well, nobody has bleeding tokens, so that actually doesn't do anything. That would be bad. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. That's the way it rolls. Oh, hey, Lantis. I didn't notice you showed up. Welcome. All right. So wounding on a 5. That's a wound. Okay. Cool. So we are getting close to done here. Archive, draw coagulated. Got it. I'm just trying my best not to pay attention to where those squares are. And then, all right, let's just see what happens here. This is a reflex, so anything outside of a crit is going to be a thing. We get the crit! Lucy, my girl. You rupture a poison brewing gland with the monster's tail. It gains -1 toughness, spreads, and poison spreads through its body. Gain a random monster resource, and then persistent injury, busted glands. I don't think that's really going to do much, but cool. So we say -1 toughness. And also let's, I know this is the last one. Listen, this is Kingdom Death. The girls are always the MVP. It's just a matter of which one. All right, cool. So we might, I don't even want to summon that. I'm not gonna finish that thought I just had. Brings him down to 5 toughness and get a monster resource, right? Yes. All right, where's our buddy? Nope. Just grab the whole deck. All right, our first look at the croc. It's a crimson bone. Nothing else happening there. Got it. All right, Urza, you're in bad shape, but you're in the best position you can be. So she'd be hitting on 8s because of her -1 accuracy. She is in the blind spot, so she's hitting on 7s. She gets the hit. Oh, wait, nope, nope. Retcon. Retcon. I forgot the coagulated hit location was there. I would not have done that attack. Calling a mulligan on that one. Can she get to the blood pool? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can get to the blood pool. We're going to do that. I got excited. I got ahead of myself, but I remembered before it was too late. Oh no. Urza. Oh no. Hemophobia. What does that do? The mere sight of blood makes you lightheaded, and serious gore can knock you out. During the showdown, whenever a survivor, including you, gains a bleeding token, you are knocked down. Oh no. Oh, Urza, you taking a beating. Normally, Urza gets away with it. She's having a bad day. Okay, so we're just around to the monster with its basic action. Terrified, threat, and range is still nobody. Closest survivor could be anyone. I think both Alistair and Zachary are pretty... Alistair's taken some hits, so Zachary is still in good shape. So we will choose Zachary. 2 speed, 3 accuracy, 2 damage. That is only 1 hit. Nice. So 2 damage to his leg. Let's see. Because of the coagulated hit location, I'm okay taking that. So we'll put that a heavy wound on Zach. Maintain his survival. He'll be okay. Which brings us back around to our turn. Alistair is in position for that coagulated hit location. Looking for 7s. Got 2 hits. Okay. I was 100% ready for that second card to be the trap. So we might as well start with this one because there's nothing negative on it. And lots of stuff happening on the crit. Okay, so we are looking for a 4 to wound now because of the -1 toughness. We got there. We have defeated the Prologue Crimson Croc. Good job, team. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Okay. I was worried, but we got through it relatively unscathed. Please don't look at Urza. Okay, so unless we got really lucky with the AI cards, I didn't see anything in the prologue that deals brain damage, so that's good. That's interesting. So maybe this was just here to scare me, or maybe we got lucky with our draws. Okay. Let's get back to our prologue then. Okay, as usual, 1 Hunt XP, 4 Basics, and 4 Crocs. And an interesting thing that the Croc represents In the prologue, we already get the Crimson Crockery settlement location. That is not normal. Even on the Frog Dog, which came out after the Gambler's Chest, you don't get that from the prologue. All right, so I need my basic. Let me just double check, because I know there's some shenanigans with resources. Making sure there's no basics in this. Pretty sure there's not. You see how there's like Phoenix stuff in here? Because there is some stuff that came in the Gambler's Chest to sort of like upgrade the base game. But yeah, it doesn't look like basic resources were part of that. Or not necessarily upgrade base game, but to bring the base game up to the Gambler's Chest level. Also, if you were running a pre 1.6 version of the base game, it came with some extra resources and stuff to get it up to par. But I think we're good there. So I just need my basic resource deck. And did I do that right? I did not. Close. All right, so shuffle them up. Hide. Perfect Bone. Question mark. Hide. And then got a Groomed Nails. A Crimson Fin. Pale Flesh. And a Flat Vein. So what is that? It's a bone. Hide organ. Hide organ. Okay, cool. Lots of hide, which is what we want to see early on. No, has not changed. You still want to get rawhide early. All right, and everybody gets their XP. XP is very different, as you can see. We'll get into that in just a bit. Well, actually, I don't think we'll get into that until after our first proper hunt. So once we get to this first square, we adopt our first philosophy. All right, what else have we got? Arc Settlement Phase. Arc settlements begin with a flurry of activity. Use an Arc Settlement record sheet. Begin with the first settlement event after the Crimson Crocodile prologue, First Crimson Day. Their story continues when they find dreamless respite, share their first meal, and seal their fate at the extinguished guidepost. Good luck, your journey has begun. All right, so let's get ourselves set up here. Whoops. We have to unpackage it. Oh, that's nice. And then it stays in the plastic. So let me get things sorted out here. That looks nice. And then just our little reminder guy here. Where is he? There it is. Just to remind ourselves how to progress through the settlement phase. We need our endeavor tokens. Did I really only grab one? One, we get two, we get three, we get four. But first of all, that triggers Zachary's hunger, because during the aftermath, we gain an observation. So let's grab Hunger 2. All right, so Hunger 2, you must eat monsters to feed the monsters inside. When you depart, gain +1 survival. When you consume, gain +1 progress. Interesting. So Hunger 2, and that is 3 steps. So we can archive that, and we'll just upgrade this one to Hunger 2. Right there. Got it. Yep, nailed it. Consume. Interesting. So that's something we got to deal with. Let's also grab these guys. Deal with that in a second. All right, so we need our first Crimson Day. Which is in here somewhere. Oh, those are discoveries. Oh, there's all kinds of extra stuff in here. All right. Yeah, those are discoveries. That's something different. Where are our settlement events? All right, well, we'll just do the normal one. First Crimson Day. Oh, it's in the main game box. Okay. So I guess it got shuffled in with all the regular ones. Got it. All right. The survivors trust their kill, putting their backs into the bloodbath. They set off, grimly dragging the squelching hulk into the darkness. Drawn by a soft glow, they approach a distant form. On a deep, instinctual level, they know this place is safe, and they make it their home. Roll 1d10 to determine your starting population. All right. This never goes well. Yep, 2. So we get 7 extra people. So that brings our population. Oh my god, look at this sheet. There's so much. Oh my goodness. Next page. Oh my god. Okay. Gonna need a little extra room here. There we go. Oh, that was the wrong button. Scrap. Okay. So that is 11 population to start off with. We'll deal with all that other stuff later, of like copying people over. Check. The first Crimson Day settlement event will not be used again during this campaign. Do not include it in your settlement event deck. All right, we're gonna set that aside for now. Let's grab the rest of it though, so that we can archive this guy, and then also lots of beautiful art in here. There's some stuff that we need to. That's the Arc murder, which is different. I know we need to take out regular murder. Yeah, first day comes out, and regular murder comes out. And those can be archived as well. So yeah, first day is the non-Arc survivor starting settlement event. We obviously don't need that. And there is a new version of murder specific to Arc survivors, so we take out the other one. That was everything, right? Yeah. So we can, previous page, can we just E? No, we cannot. Okay. So first Crimson Day is done. Now we move on to Dreamless Respite. I'm assuming it's not the next page. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't think we need to do anything specific to this. Yeah, I think we're all right. We'll figure that out. Yeah, that should be fine. We'll figure this out when we get there. Changes to the hunt phase, changes to the settlement phase. Check milestone. All right, there's a lot. There's a lot. Here is synchronic attack. Makes a single set of attack rolls. Apply the roll results to everybody. Got it. Yep. None of that really matters. Good to know. Indomitables, excluded cards, off the board. Campaign nodes. People of the Dreamkeeper. My goodness, there's a lot happening here. All right. Anyway, let's go to our table of contents, and I've already forgotten what we're looking for. Got distracted. We are looking for Dreamless Respite. All right, nominate a survivor to gesture over the roar of snores. All right. I'm assuming this is going to be kind of like, let me just read through this, kind of like the base one where you're okay choosing somebody that's already kind of messed up. Survivors approach a mass of dreaming bodies held aloft by a motionless giant. The snoring forms a dense roar that drowns all the other sound. The nominated survivor's voice is swallowed by the din. The settlement gains the dreamless language innovation, but they find it ineffective for communicating around the sphere of snores. They learn to communicate without sound. The settlement gains the silent dialect innovation. The nominated survivor gains +2 understanding. We do that. Build the innovation deck. Giant Guardian. Okay, so this isn't like before, because I think before the person we chose is like the leader had to stay behind. That's why we would pick somebody who got messed up in the previous fight. That does not appear to be true in this situation. They actually gain something helpful. Remove any disorders. That's actually going to be nice. So we can use that to get Immortal off of Alistair. It's not worth getting Hemophobia off of Urza because her permanent -1 accuracy sidelines her to begin with. So we are going to nominate Alistair. All right, let's read through this again. Silent dialect innovation, and the nominated survivor gains +2 understanding. So Alistair gets +2 understanding off the rip. Search the innovation cards for Dreamless. All right, so let's just grab all of our innovation cards. Interesting. Right. So we can just archive that one for now. That makes sense. There are innovations in here as well. Innovations. There we go. Oh, why have we got a fig sapling here too? Oh, I guess it got sent into that one. So, whoopsie. Before we combine the decks, so yeah, I need to get some of the other stuff out of here. Dreamless language. So our survival limit goes up by 1, and everybody gains Encourage. Nice. And then we add our language consequences, which should be the normal ones. The innovation deck represents, yep, that's nothing new. Ammonia, Drums, Hovel, Inner Lantern, Paint, and Symposium. Yep, those are the normal ones. Ammonia. drums. Hovel. Inner lantern. Paint. And Symposium. Okay, and then let me just double check here. Yeah, so in the Gambler's Chest innovations, we have Romantic, Sculpture. All right, so we want to take a few things out of, let's scoot back this way real quick. There's stuff we want to take out of the regular innovation deck. Replace Romantic, Sculpture, and Pictograph. Gotcha, Josh. I'll check on that in a second. All right, so we just need to take out regular Romantic, regular Sculpture, and regular Pictograph. Pictograph, Romantic, Sculpture. So we can archive those, and now we can combine these two decks. Got it. All right, so we can go back here. Back to our Dreamless Respite. Oh, okay, yeah, so it is two separate innovations. Yeah, thank you. I thought it was the same thing. So Dreamless Language and Silent Dialect. So Settlement develops a silent form. Oh my god, we just lost the game. Silent form of communication to cope with the ever-present din of snoring dreamers. All survivors gain the Fist Pump survival action. Once per round, if standing, spend one survivor to gesture to a non-blind survivor. They stand if knocked down. Okay. So it's basically encourage that works on deaf survivors, is what I'm reading that as. Which is cool. So the way I normally do this is, oopsie. Pick this up, move it over here. I will rotate this. So this is my active innovations. This is the rest of my deck. All right, check, check, check. Settlement gathers around the giant guardian. Exhausted, the nominated survivor nestles in the overflowing robes of the encumbered creature. It remains still, enthusiastically motioning for the others to join. The survivor names their settlement guardian the Dreamkeeper. Search the settlement location cards for the Keeper of Dreams and place it face up in your play area. Keeper of Dreams is the source of all innovations and further locations the settlement will develop. Okay. So let's grab... did that get put into this box again? Yeah, okay. So it's nice that some of it kind of melds together into one box. So I'll grab the Keeper of Dreams, and then while I'm here, I'll also grab the crockery. All right. I'm trying to think how I want to do this, if I want to do it slightly differently. I haven't figured that out yet. let's just chuck these over here somewhere. And just for fun, let's grab the gambler himself. Pop it down here. So this is the thing that we're gathering around. I'm sure that won't come back to bite us in the future. All right. Huddled in the Dreamkeeper's robes, the sudden horror of existence is replaced by a spreading sense of calm. Under the droning thrum of snores and sighs, they drift off into dreamless sleep. Remove any disorders. And the nominated survivor gains the Grounded ability. So at any time, you may set your insanity to 0, 1, or 2 once per lantern year. Neat. So since this was Alistair, we get to get rid of Immortal and add in Grounded. Cool. So that is done. Next up is First Meal. Oh boy. Nice art. All right, nominate a survivor to raise a drink. Does this survivor get anything of note? Okay, so this person is going to adopt a philosophy. Let's choose... Let's choose Lucy for this, because she's already maxed out her fear. This will get her something new to work on. All right, raise a drink. The settlement gathers for their first meal. The nominated survivor raises their hands to mark the settlement's unity with the sanguine sip. Communal consumption benefits the Ark survivors' collective cognition. Build the collective cognition rewards deck, ordering the numbered cards with the lowest value on top. If duplicate numbers appear, use only one of each value. Include only collective cognition monster reward cards for monsters in your campaign. All right. That should be in this box. Collective cognition. Just take a quick view in here. Yeah, so we don't want the white lion. We don't want the screaming antelope. We are using Phoenix. Okay. And the king. So these two cards we do not need. Everything else we do. I guess we'll keep that here. We'll keep it here. Collective cognition flourishes based on the variety and challenge of defeated monsters. When a monster is defeated, update the settlement victories section on the Ark settlement record sheet to determine changes to collective cognition. The survivors digest their feast, gain 1 collective cognition, record this on the Ark settlement record sheet. Collective cognition imparts its first reward, gain the CC reward card marked with 1 on the back. The nominated survivor begins a discourse. All right, so let's get into here. Next page. Oh my god. This character sheet is insane. Next page. There it is. Collective cognition. Why can I not interact? Ruh-roh. Oh, is it just automatic? I don't know. Interesting. Oh, okay, there it is. It is automatic. It just didn't populate until I actually typed in the croc. And then we will gain that, whatever that is. Facets of Existence. Attain Tier 1 philosophies. When you attain philosophies, they become available in your campaign. Return to the first meal to build your starting philosophy deck. Okay. Which would be Discourse. The survivors examine the facets of existence through many lenses. Spirited debate erupts in the settlement as the survivors compare their viewpoints. Build the philosophy deck. Take 2 random Tier 1 philosophy cards and the core philosophy card of Dreamism. Set aside the starting philosophy card Survivalism. There is no core philosophy for your campaign. Include an additional Tier 1 philosophy. Shuffle the cards and place Survivalism on top. Alrighty. Where's that? Because these are the knowledges. Basic events. Where are the actual philosophy cards? Starting knowledge. Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, this is just the knowledges, not necessarily the philosophy. Yeah, this is just the knowledges. Did it end up in this box? Yeah, so it should be somewhere in that knowledge, because the knowledge cards are different size. That's what I was thinking. Oh, there it is, philosophies. We got there. Okay, so... what is it? It's all the ones. And then we take Dreamism and Survivalism. Archive the rest of that. And then we will set aside Survivalism and Dreamism. Then we shuffle this up and we take 2 of them. Double check that I did that correctly. Take 2 random Tier 1s along with Dreamism and Survivalism. Shuffle everything and place Survivalism on top. Okay, so this can go away. Which one are you? You are Dreamism. So you get added in here. You get shuffled, and you go on top. And there is a thing here. Is it this? There is another little location thingy. Oh, it's on, I think it's on my bookshelf. Yeah, or nope. Cognition control panel? Is that it? That's it. All right, so this is the thing I was looking for. So yeah, let's move some stuff around here. Let's put our endeavors over there. Let's put this guy here. Cool. So this can go here. This can go here. Got it. Whoops. And the knowledges is just these cards that we currently have. Well, I'll take care of that in a moment. Okay. The survivors share frantic reenactments of their tactics, build the starting knowledge deck, Darkness 1, Despair 1, Fear 1, and Hunger 1. If any of these advanced. Yes, lock and anchor. Thank you. Although I don't typically automate the settlement phase, that is still excellent advice. If any of these advance to a higher level during prologue, replace the card with the higher. Yep, shuffle these cards and place the knowledge deck in play. Got it. Going to keep them over by the character sheets for now. The nominated survivor gains a random knowledge from the deck. Oh, well, I guess not. Oh, so should I pick... I should probably pick a... I don't have a new person yet. Okay. Okay. So I do need to grab these guys. And it is Hunger. So Lucy also gets Hunger 2. Got it. Fear doesn't have one. So I think I'm going to need to make like a little scratch pad or something for myself to keep track of all this stuff for the knowledges. Yep. They focus and ponder the darkness. When the sudden acceleration of culture, the nominated survivor seeks the path unfolding before them. Surviving the darkness is paramount. They gain Hunt XP up to their first milestone and adopt a philosophy. When ARC survivors reach their first Hunt XP milestone, they adopt a philosophy by drawing the top card from the philosophy deck. The nominated survivor adopts survivalism. Open the survivalism philosophy book and follow the directions on the starting page. Use an ARC survivor record sheet to record the Hunt XP milestones, neurosis, and tenacity. A tenet knowledge they cannot lose or exchange. After recording, shuffle the tenacity into the starting knowledge deck. The nominated survivor reaches the first rank of survivalism as their perception of the darkness is clarified. Turn to rank 1, read it aloud, and resolve the rules. During future settlement phases, survivors who reach new Hunt XP milestones will adopt philosophies and advance others during the develop step. That was a lot, but ultimately just means she gets survivalism. And what happens when we do this? Ding! Alright, so that just added survivalism. Update. Nailed it. So now we need to go... Oh, we also need to give her her second Hunt XP. Let me knock those out real quick. All right, and now we get to look at our first book. Look at all this. This expansion is insane. All right, survivalism. This philosophy book describes one perspective survivors might adopt to make sense of their world. When a survivor adopts a philosophy, gain the tenet knowledge and neurosis of this philosophy. Create the rank plus milestones by bolding the corresponding Hunt XP boxes on their ARC survivor record sheet. Advance to the first rank of the philosophy. Survivors cannot help but ponder the nature of their existence. All survivors must ponder if they are eligible or become eligible during the develop step of the settlement phase. This increases their philosophy rank by 1. Survivors can only advance once per lantern year. Philosophy name, neurosis, and tenet. The defining values of this philosophy. Draw the tenet knowledge card and record its rules on the Arc Survivor record sheet. Add the tenet knowledge card to the settlement's knowledge deck if it is not already there. This represents the path a survivor's worldview follows. It shows hunt XP milestones when the survivor must ponder, increasing their philosophy's rank. The neurosis is a compulsive behavior of this philosophy. Record its rules on the Arc Survivor record sheet. Got it. Okay. So let's just grab her character sheet, bring it over. Okay, so, whoops. Okay, so we have to... Oh, this is annoying. It goes at 4, at 7, at 10. 4, 7, 10. Got it. All right. Selfish. When you encourage another survivor, roll 1d10. On a 6+, you do not encourage. Keep your survival. You cannot encourage again this round. So she can fist pump. Good to know. Oh, okay, that was weird. Survivalism is supposed to go here. Rank 1. And neurosis is selfish. Interesting. So again, some weirdness with the automation, but we'll get there. If it is possible for your survivor to use meat shields to avoid harm, they must use it. That's fun. And then tenet is tenacity. So we will grab that. Smooth. When you depart, gain a survival token. You may spend survival token at any time to gain +1 survival. Nice. When you spend a survival token, gain +1 observation. Cool. And that is 2. Look at that. Lucy has a filled out character sheet. And then just... And then this will get added into our knowledges. All right, proceed to rank 1. If you reach 12 hunt XP and have never departed the settlement, you make a life-changing leap of logic. Proceed to... Okay. Interesting. Survivalism. Only you. You are alone. Well, that's not true. All that matters is your survival. Adapt to survive. Gain +1 Lumi and roll a d10. All right, where's Lumi at on this thing? Anyone? Am I not seeing it? Am I missing something here? Near the attributes. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Josh. Goodness. I was expecting it to be like in a special box. And roll a d10. Do I have a d10 nearby? There it is. 8. Your survival is in your hands alone. You must make them strong. Gain knowledge, strength training. However, you exercise past the point of exhaustion and lose all your survival. Okay. And that's it. And then so it looks like on a 9 or a 10, if your collective cognition is 5 or higher, you get an extra benefit. And then if it's 11, something else happens. Don't need to worry about that right now. So we get strength training as well. Nice. Theory. Okay, so it's just a theory. We get nothing. When you wound the monster, gain an observation once per attack. All right. So we're just going to replace hunger. I don't know why this keeps happening. Yeah. Why does this keep happening? I already forgot. I think tenacity was 2, right? It's not letting me click, which is annoying. Yeah, tenacity was 2. It's I have it on my overlay. I should have just looked there. Strength training is 6. All right. That worked out. So now this gets to go into our knowledge deck. And I think we're done with this. So send that back to the box. I said, nope. Send it back to the box. There we go. Oh boy, we're still going. All right, cool. So we're done with first meal. And then next up is Extinguished Guidepost. Should be alphabetical, so probably right. Nailed it. Just outside the settlement, they gather to form a deadly pact. A death pact is formed. They will return with a kill or not at all. Gain the death pact innovation and the outskirts settlement location. Replace a random basic hunt event card with the scout basic hunt event card. An ill-omened stench spreads through the settlement. Following the smell, the survivors reach an extinguished guidepost. The foul wind moans through its darkened lamp. On the ground, the survivors find a waxy gray object. Its eye-watering smell prevents them from seeing it clearly. Gagging and weeping, they roll it in layers of cloth until its smell is merely repulsive. The survivors contrive a use for the dreaded pack. Nominate a survivor to accompany the hunting survivors. The dreaded burden is lifted onto their shoulders. They are the scout this lantern year. They feel a grim responsibility. I just realized I was dumb. I shouldn't have picked Lucy for this. I forgot we have unnamed people. So I think I can do a quick retcon there. And just copy this stuff over to a new person. And that new person will have Hunger 2 and Strength Training 1. I think that's the right call. So we're actually just going to and this was Hunger 2, which was, yep, a 3, and Strength Training 1, which is a 6. Come on. Get it together. And then they automatically go there. And then it was boom, 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 if I'm remembering correctly. Weird. Okay, so I gotta undo Lucy. Okay, so Lucy's back where she was before. She loses 1 hunt XP though, because this new person got 2. Got it. Figured it out. And this person gets 1 Lumi, and Lucy does not. Okay, we're good. Now we come back here. Goodness, so much going on, but we're figuring it out. Death Pact Innovation and the Outskirts Settlement Location. All right, when the survivors perish on the hunt or are defeated on the showdown, Logistics of Death, and Special Innovate Pictograph. That's actually really cool. Pictograph actually gets a lot of stuff in this campaign. So that's something we're definitely going to want to do. And if you remember Percival at Lantern Year 13, which now that I'm thinking of it, let me shoot that in here. Will require pictograph. So that's actually really cool. And then we need the outskirts, which is right here. When a survivor dies, their gear does not return to settlement storage. You may nominate a survivor to be the scout and join the hunting survivors. When they depart, the scout is equipped with the dreaded pack and must use the scout gear grid. The scout is still a survivor and gains departing bonuses alongside the hunting survivors. Only a scout can use gear with the scout keyword. Once per settlement phase, the survivor may carefully search the outskirts, gain a hollow stone strange resource. What is that for? Oh, it's for the disguise kit and the scout whistle. Okay. Oh, and also for the stone face cloak. So getting some of those might actually be helpful. So dumb question, but is the Gambler's Chest considered a sequel to the core campaign in a narrative sense? For new players, do they have to complete the core campaign in order to proceed to the game? No. So People of the Dreamkeeper is in no way related to the People of the Lantern campaign. Essentially, think of the Gambler's Chest expansion as DLC, right? It upgrades a lot of features of the game, but you're not required to have played through the entirety of People of the Lantern. It's good to have an understanding of the fundamentals of Kingdom Death. So I would definitely say your first campaign should not be with the Gambler's Chest and People of the Dreamkeeper. I would suggest playing through a core game with People of the Lantern a couple times. That doesn't necessarily need to be to completion, but to familiarize yourself with the mechanics of the game itself. And then honestly, like, get to Gambler's Chest sooner rather than later, because once you've started playing with Ark Survivors, you're not going to want to go back. And then we do Grim Responsibility. Okay, so we need to nominate a survivor. We're just going to pick one of our new folks. You're my scout. Gain the scout gear grid. Scouts must use it instead of normal gear grid, then roll a d10. I'll grab that in a minute. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Play through it once blind. just to experience what it's like, and then do some research. Because People of the Lantern out of the box is punishing, as you've seen here. All right, so we got a big old 2. The survivors affixing the bundle for travel are overcome by its raw stench. For just a moment, the bundle slips, revealing its foul contents to the scout. Their tears sizzle in their eyes, and their hair withers and falls to the ground. They exhale a final sigh of relief before losing consciousness. The scout suffers -1 accuracy and evasion. Neat. That's wonderful. You don't even have a name yet, and you're screwed. So let me go grab that. And we got to find... Oh, what are you doing? We're going to have to find table space for this guy in a minute. Yeah, so you can just sit over there for now. You're crooked. I don't like you being crooked. So, full disclosure. This run through People of the Dreamkeeper is probably the only time I'm going to be using the Scout. There's a lot of discussion out there over whether the Scout system is beneficial to the game. Does it make it too easy? Blah, blah, blah. Like, there's definitely a lot of discussion to be had. Separate from that discussion, for me personally, this is now a 5th character I need to manage. And I don't want to do that. You've seen how much cognitive overload this game can have with 4 characters. Adding a 5th into the mix, that's a lot. Can we zoom in on this? We can't. Okay, so Dreaded Pack. -2 movement. With our activation and our movement, you awaken the bundle with a small bell, engulfing all in a blinding stench. If all other survivors are dead, end the current phase in defeat, and then do Logistics of Death. The Scout, when the survivors depart, you may nominate a survivor to wear the Dreaded Pack. They must use this gear grid and are Scout for the rest of the year. A Scout may only use Scout gear. Other survivors cannot use Scout gear. A Scout does not generate an endeavor as a returning survivor, as their focus is on their grim duty. Okay, that's good. And the Safe Arrival, you start the showdown and have not been ambushed. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll figure that out. Okay. Yeah, so basically they're going to hang out, they're going to gather resources and other stuff, but not really participate in combat. I almost feel as if you jinx this and the Scout is going to be your broken OP character with the best luck. All right, let's remind ourselves how this guy started out with -1 accuracy and -1 evasion. Okay. We are done with all of our story events. Yes. Okay. That's all done. Nothing else. All right, so we could just proceed with our campaign as usual. All right, we've updated the timeline, no death count, no milestones. I don't think that's changed much. Population 0, population 15, first child, first death, and first... Oh, that's a new one. First survivor to reach 3 understanding. Cool. I now remember what that is. We get to develop. All right, so I think we kind of have our same thing here. 3 endeavors for Bonesmith, Organ Grinder, and Skinnery. Check, check, and check. I am so fascinated to figure out what the hell this is. Skinnery, organ grinder, bonesmith. Boop, boop, boop. Cool. And then what was this? Requires ammonia. Okay, so don't need to worry about that just yet. Let's go get all of our... Nope, that was the wrong one. Skinnery. Come on, organ grinder. I promise I will straighten all this stuff out another time. Oops. And then we also need our crimson crockery. And our outskirts. All right, let's grab all our stuff. And go shopping. All right, let's start off with what can we make of the Crimson Crockery? We're not going to make the Crimson set just yet. Definitely want to get a Rawhide set online. Can we make any cool weapons? Blood Glass Dagger, that looks like a no. Crockbone Hammer, maybe. Blood Glass Longsword, no. Blood Compass Lantern, no. Crocodile Eyes, Crimson Bow, Finger Darts, Glass Cleaver. There's a lot of stuff we can't make yet. That's fine. Probably better off just making basic gear. All right, let's look at this the other way around because I'm going nuts. Crimson Bone can be used for the helm, the hammer. We might make a Crockbone Hammer. So I would love to just play with the new stuff and see what we can do. Can't make that yet. Okay. Wow. Giggling Scythe. 2 perfect bone, 2 perfect hide, and 13 veined glass. That might be something worth saving up for. The flat vein. It's for the blood glass cleaver and nothing else. Pale flesh, that's probably pretty common. Yeah, for armor. Okay. Crimson Fin. It's for armor. Oh, you only need 1 Crimson Fin for anything? Interesting. And then Groomed Nails. It counts as a hide, so that's going to be nice. And Groomed Nails. Do we not need the Groomed Nails for anything? Is that just a bone? I mean, that's fine. Okay. So the only thing we can really make, again, I want to make a Rawhide set before I make this set. But we can make a Crockbone Hammer. We will probably do that. What about the outskirts? Ooh, okay. So we're probably going to hold on to that perfect bone. Might spend that fourth endeavor on the hollow stone. Okay. And then the rest probably just going to pump into our Skinnery. All right, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and make that Crockbone Hammer. So we'll spend this, and we'll spend the nails as a bone. Let's see what this first piece of croc gear is. I could search for it, but all right. 2 speed, 7 accuracy, 2 strength. Clobber 4, gain +4 strength while attempting to wound a super dense hit location. All right, that's actually going to be really helpful. And then let's see, what are we doing for rawhide, right? We just need 5 hide, and let's get that going. So we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got 5. We're just going to straight up make our rawhide set right now. That's a huge win. Boots, gloves, headband, pants, vest. Just off the rip, starting off with rawhide. Huge. Perfect bone we're probably going to hold on to. Then we got a skull and a flat vein. So does that actually get us anywhere? What was the flat vein for again? For the blood glass cleaver. Okay. Definitely something to look into, but what else can we make? Nothing of note here. Yeah, perfect resources look like they definitely go into the scout to begin with, which is fine. So, I mean, we need an iron for the Grim Jaw, but it's worth holding on to the perfect bone for that. Do we just make a fecal salve? Or do we hold on to it to make a monster grease? I think that's probably the better play. Fecal salve doesn't get us much just yet. Or we can get the Lucky Charm, but I don't think we have anything really for the Lucky Charm just yet either. No. Maybe hold on to the flat vein and make ourselves a bone dart. Yeah, having ranged attack is probably going to be helpful. Or do we just make a bone axe? I think bone dart is the smart play. Yeah, having a ranged attack seems good. So we're gonna make a bone dart. And we're gonna hold on to the perfect bone and the flat. Okay, so what page is this stuff stored on? My goodness. Resource storage. There it is. Oh, are we not working? We might not be working. Okay. Oh, this is nice. I like how it's divided up now. Okay, so now we just need to set up our departing. Oh, we also need to set up our hunt deck. I'll do that here too. So some space here. I guess we'll put the scout here. That probably works. So Urza, you're staying behind because you're in bad shape. We'll replace you with this other person that doesn't have a name yet. Lucy can come on back. Because we can get Alistair, Lucy, and Zachary philosophies next year. Hello, Toa. I hope you're having a wonderful day as well. So far, we're not hurting too bad. So let's see. Who do we want to be our tank? We might as well just load everything up on our tank. Might as well make the new person the tank, right? Because we want strength training to trigger. Oh no, that's Lucy. Lucy doesn't have strength training anymore. I forgot to take that off of her sheet. Urza's not the only one having a bad day. I have somebody who's having such a bad day they don't have a name yet. Yeah, so let's make the new person our tank. Sure, just go over there for now. We'll give the Founding Stone back to Zach. Urza just had a little bit of trouble with the Crimson Croc, lost an eye, you know, normal stuff. We'll set up. All right, and we'll give the bone darts. Who wants darts? Let's give it to Alistair. Well, we already have somebody else that I picked to be the scout. So I didn't want to send out somebody who already had an impairment, and then that person also got messed up. So, whoops. She could be the scout in the future Lantern years, but for now, she's just going to hang out at home. Suffer brain trauma. She's got fear. She's got hunger. Yeah, let's just do that. That seems fine. We got to set up our hunt event deck because this is a thing now. Where are you? Basic hunt events. And then I need to go in here, and we also have basic hunt events. So I'm fairly certain. Let's just dive on in here. Yeah, during your campaign, new cards will be added to the basic hunt event decks. When drawn, survivors will roll on new tables found in this book to resolve the effects. Yeah, I that's what I was guessing. It just didn't tell me to put in the Ark Survivor hunt event cards, but I'm pretty sure we do. And I know I have to add in the scout card. We're just going to go with that. Okay, so I got stuff in here. So, Dead Warrior, Baby and the Sword come out for now. I'm just going to put those in my inventory for now. I'll put them in probably the storage box or something. And then this should just be, oh boy, yeah, so we just need the Ark Survivor hunt event and the Scout hunt event. I'll put that in my inventory for now. And then this is, oh, it's not telling me how many cards are in there. Boo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So we take out 2 of these. I'll also put those in there, and then these cards get added in. Yeah, I'm excited to see those in action. All right, so that should be good to go then. So I think we are more or less set up for our next hunt phase. Let me clean up this a little bit. And I'll handle the rest of the cleanup and set up in just a bit. But we're going to take a short break. So about 5 minutes or so while I get everything set up for the next lantern year. Oh boy, that was like 3 hours. But with our first time with all the new systems, not entirely unheard of. So please go get yourselves a drink, go take a break. Shockingly, my voice is holding up so far, but I'm also just going to take a lozenge to be safe, get myself a little bit of water, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So sit tight, and I'll see y'all then.